On April 25th, Caveman Studio will be releasing Contractors Showdown, a 60-player battle royale for the MetaQuest 2, 3, Pro, and on Steam for PC VR. If you're a fan of first-person shooters like Call of Duty, Pavlov, Counter-Strike, allow me to introduce you to the next game you're going to probably want to buy. This is Contractors Showdown.
They're on the warehouse. You see them, right? Yeah.
Now, if you're saying I don't have a headset, don't worry. I think Contractor Showdown is going to be the reason that you end up buying a headset. Now, some people want to call this Call of Duty Warzone in VR, and that might be fairly accurate. Let's take a look at what Contractor Showdown actually has to offer.
Don't rush here. Don't rush until I get there.
When you first load in, you'll find yourself in a central hub where you can customize your character, loadouts, check out your weapons, try them out on the range. You can also take a look at your perks, your unlocks, and the rest of the items that you'll find in the game. All of the weapons are customizable, whether it's optics, grips, or aesthetics. When you launch into a match, if you have 2 friends in your party, that's all you need for your 3-man squad. If not, you'll be partnered up with 2 random teammates. So just like in other Battle Royale games, at the start of the match, you'll find yourself parachuting onto an island with other players. At first, while the servers are being populated, you get a chance to warm up as the game just drops everyone in this one general spot on the map. Anyone that is eliminated during this time simply respawns and drops back in. Once this short period of time expires, you'll find yourself along with your teammates jumping out of the back of an airplane. You can use your tactical terminal to pick a spot on the map for you and your teammates to drop. The map is quite large, boasting to be a 16-kilometer by 16-kilometer patch of Earth, complete with some underground areas to explore, as well as tons of mountains and other high-altitude vantage points, perfect for sniping. Speaking of sniping, I will take this opportunity to share with you one of my favorite features in the game, and that is a variable scope that works just like the real thing. I can't tell you how satisfying sniping is in this game, but more on that later. Once your boots hit the ground, you and your teammates must scramble to pick up weapons, armor plates, cash, and more. Aside from picking up items stashed throughout the map, you can use the cash you find to buy items from vending machines as well as advanced gear purchases like backpack and armor upgrades that increase capacity for both, along with tactical gear purchases such as detection jammers, cluster bombs. These are some of the first items I purchase if I don't find them first. In all, there are 3 types of vending machines. A blue medical-looking one that allows you to buy insurance that can respawn you if eliminated. This vending machine is also the one to visit if you or a teammate needs to buy back one another. Next is a red munitions vendor, where in addition to guns, you can get optics, ammo, grenades, suppressors, and grips. Lastly is the purple prime vendor that has a mix of items including the backpack and armor upgrades, extended magazine upgrades, tactical items like a decoy, portable cover, detection drone, cluster bomb, and detection jammer, in addition to medical supplies like bandages, first aid shot, and armor plates. In addition to weapon and accessories, you will also select and unlock perks, weapon cosmetics, and character skins. Some of my favorite perks range from starting you out with armor plates and other basic items, to a perk that marks the location of enemies that are shooting at you. As the match progresses, the map is constantly getting smaller thanks to the ever-collapsing storm mechanic seen in all Battle Royale games. This, of course, pushes all the remaining players closer together until there is only one team remaining. If you are knocked down, a teammate will need to revive you, unless you have a self-revive shot. You make it to the end, the winner is you. While it might seem obvious to say, from playing in the open beta, the one thing that seems to dictate just how much fun you'll have from one match to the next is, of course, the company you keep. When I was playing with 2 of my boys, it was epic. Shooting, moving, and communicating as you would in real life. With the comms, you can talk directly to your teammates, of course, but since the game also has proximity chat, you have these incredible moments where you're overhearing enemies talking to each other, and of course, you get to hear and talk to the enemies as well, which is an excellent reason for everyone to brush up on their tactical hand signals.
Killed the other one.
I'm trying to run.
Yo, Iron Man! Hey, what's up, buddy?
As you can see from the footage here, I played both the open beta for the Quest 3 version as well as the open beta for the Steam and PC VR version. The game supports crossplay between the two, and I imagine because of that, they actually have to be pretty close in the way that they work. So while the footage might look different between the PC VR version and the Quest 3 version here, I can guarantee you that when you're playing it, it doesn't look quite as different. It's the way that the Quest 3 records the footage. It doesn't make it look, like it does when you're playing it. It looks much closer to what the PC VR version, which is a pleasant surprise, obviously. Of course, the models and textures and the draw distance for buildings and such all certainly look sharper for the PC VR version. But I can honestly say that, like Pavlov for the Quest 3, the difference, will obviously noticeable when comparing the footage. Really doesn't seem like that when you're playing.
Okay.
In fact, with one change they made to the PC VR version in the final beta weekend, I actually started to prefer playing on the Quest 3 version. What change did they make, you ask? Well, in the first couple of weekends with the open beta for the PC VR version, the game had an option in the settings to choose your microphone, which might seem like a small thing until they removed it, because then it was surprisingly difficult to figure out exactly how to get your voice chat to work again. If I remember right, it was something like you had to have your computer set to the Oculus, and you had to have the Oculus set to the Steam streaming settings, and then you had to have your Steam set to the Oculus. But if you didn't have it just set right when you're entering the match, it wasn't like you could just adjust it on the fly and have it work. You had to wait until you exited the match and then re-entered the match to change the settings in between. It was a big pain, and I'm sure we'll get to figure it all again on the 25th. But since I didn't have to do that on the Quest 3, I just kept playing on the Quest 3 version, and I was pretty happy. I've pre-ordered the game for the Quest 3, and I would have already pre-ordered it on Steam as well. But even though it's reportedly releasing on the 25th, you can't pre-order it for some reason, which the devs made note of in their latest little situation report notice here. While we'll have to all wait to see how the final version of the game they release turns out, it's certainly looking good. For the final 3 days of the beta, I told all of my friends and family that if they needed me, I would most certainly be unavailable. And I was. I played as much as I could for those 3 days, and I can't wait to get back to it. Two changes they have made the developers have made since they did the beta was how the sprinting in the game works. Now it appears that if you're moving forward and raise the barrel of your gun up, you'll start to sprint, which seems kind of like how Pavlov's pointing the weapon toward the ground sprinting works, so that sounds reasonable. I'm just eager to try it out for myself and see how it goes. Either way, I'm counting the hours until I get to go back, and that will be 10 a.m. on the 25th. I will see you there, and until next time, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Not to mention, peace, love, and respect. Shoot straight and be safe out there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
All right, again.